And on my knees, I read that passage. There is a way of living in the world that is not here, though it seems to be. You do not change appearance, but you smile more frequently. Your forehead is serene and your eyes are soft. And all I could think is, I want that. I need that. How do I get there? How do I get there? I stayed committed to that path. I stayed committed to that desire. And I came to learn that you don't actually get there. I came to learn that I already was there. I came to learn through the journey that I had set myself off on, the journey and the openness and the willingness to receive spiritual guidance and receive good, orderly direction. I came to understand that all I had to do was not get anywhere, but instead simply release the blocks to the presence of the awesomeness and love that was already within me. And so I set myself off on a radical journey inward. And that's what I've been doing for the past decade. One day at a time, unlearning and remembering. Unlearning the false perceptions of the world that I had chosen to believe in. Unlearning the stories of I'm not good enough without that romantic partner. Or if I'm not struggling and suffering, then I will not accomplish my goals. Or unlearning the stories that if I'm not overworking, I won't be succeeding in my career. Unlearning those false beliefs that I had held on to so tightly, the false beliefs that had made up my life and made up my persona and made up the perception of the world that I saw. Unlearning the story that I was the victim of the world I saw. Unlearning the fear-based stories that I had picked up around me. The fears of lack, the fears of limitation, the fears of judgment, and the fears of separation. One day at a time, unlearning and remembering. And when we make a commitment to be on a spiritual path, however we get there, however we land, we all go on this same journey. We all say, yes, I'm ready to unlearn and remember. I'm ready to go deeper and go bigger. I'm ready to awaken to a presence far greater than me, and I'm ready for a world beyond my physical sight. On that journey, we have lots of opportunities to be led to beautiful guides, teachers, books, healers. Moments like this, maybe tonight is the first night that you've stepped out and said, yeah, I'm ready to see what this spiritual stuff is about. Show me. However you land there doesn't matter, but when you get there and say yes, you have opened an invisible door that will show you the way. And so that has been my experience for the past decade. I remember about a year into my sober recovery, I was hanging out with this guy who is a friend and a mentor of mine in my recovery group. And he was about 20 years clean. And he had a really groovy life. Like he had a really amazing career. He had an awesome wife, a really cool apartment. But more importantly, he had this thing that I just couldn't put my finger on. It was just this serenity and this confidence. And nothing seemed to sway him. And a sense of peace that just came over him, an air. And I remember saying to him, I was like, Joel, man, how did you get that chill? How did you become like that? How did your life get so big? How did your inner life become so strong? And he looked at me like a good, wise, sober friend and said, lots of little right actions. Lots of little right actions. One little right action at a time, he was chipping away at the false stories that he believed in, one moment at a time. And when he said that, I realized, this journey, this spiritual quest, this journey inward is not an overnight success story. This journey inward is a daily gig. This is a moment-to-moment gig. Not just this one part of my day that is dedicated to my spiritual practice. It is the spiritual life I choose to live. And the moment-to-moment commitment that I will make so that I can release all the wreckage from my past, forgive myself, forgive the stories, and come back home. And that freedom from the bondage of those stories is the most miraculous thing you could possibly imagine. And my hope is that many of you have had moments of connection to that freedom, and hopefully many of you are starting to dwell in that freedom.